Good morning and welcome to Full Circle Ozarks.
Good morning, Full Circle Ozarks family. I'm glad you're joining in today. I think I got a treat for you. I'm going to be milling up some battens for some board and batten siding. I think I have a couple of logs I want to try to mill. We'll mill the first one, see how many we get out of it. But I'm excited to get these battens milled up. But as general, when you have a sawmill, when you get ready to use it, there's certain things you need to do. For instance, I need to add some more water in here because the logs that I'm milling are kind of dry. So I'm going to add some water in the tank. And I thought I'd just bring you along for some of these maintenance things because I have quite a few folks out there that watches that are new to sawmilling, particularly the Woodland mills, HM126. And it's just some of the small things that you need to do as you get ready to mill. So I'm going to walk through a few of those things as we go. So let's start by adding some water. I've got a gallon of water, and I've added a little bit of Dawn dish soap. You really don't need that much of the dish soap at all, but it's good to add it, especially if you're milling like some pine. But for milling the oak, from my perspective, adding the Dawn is kind of optional. I go ahead and do it because it's kind of cheap, and so I'm gonna fill the tank up or put at least a gallon in there, and after that I gotta get the blade swapped out, and I think I'll be ready to mill. So make sure you follow along. Well, that didn't take too long. Let's go ahead and get this blade swapped out and have a fresh blade on here. The swap out of these blades normally goes pretty quick. So there's a little lever there, a lever there, a lever there. I already have the tension off, but I need to loosen this a little bit more. Now I tap that a little bit like that. Let me grab another blade. I got it right here behind me, and we'll in the gator, or in front, behind the camera, I should say. So let me go grab that, and I'll be right back. When you're putting these on, once you get it all in place, you need to make sure that the blade is just a little bit proud of the back of these wheels here. So put just a little bit of tension on it, and I feel it tightening up. Okay, I feel it tightening. I double check those one more time. Yeah, that needs to move back a little bit. That feels good. That feels good. Now then, I normally turn this 2.5 to 3 turns. So there's half, 1, half, 2, half, That feels about right there. Yep, that feels good. And you know, one of the things I just noticed, this is all part of milling, my hose just broke right there. Let me see if it's long enough that I can cut that bad piece off. Well, I thought I had my knife in my pocket. Let me just break that off. I think that'll do it. Lucked out on that one, folks. One of the modifications that I've done, there used to be a little valve here that came from the factory, and I kept having trouble with it. It would kind of get a little bit corroded, and it was hard to get the water to drip out. So I added this valve here. I can just turn on, and I can just turn it on whatever area I need to, and control the drip that way. And that has worked out pretty good. But let me move the mill head back down the other end, and we're going to get started. Well, I think I've got it set up where I want it. We're going to make a couple of passes. I think what I'll do, I'm going to make 3.5 inch battens. So we'll see how that's going to turn out. Well, I thought I could drop down and do another 3.5 inch, but I'm not going to be able to. So I got to set this piece right here off, and we'll set it back on the mill here in a minute. I think I want to see if I can slide it down that way on the end. Now I'll see if I can just flip this here over. That should be pretty easy. I thought I better load some of these on the trailer. These are making some pretty good boards, those folks. Again, these are the battens for the board and batten. Well, folks, I just wanted to take a moment and make a comment. Those of you that, again, are interested in getting a mill and you're struggling, do I want to upgrade and go ahead and get one with electric start? I purposely have tried to show how easy this mill is to start. Normally, it just takes one crank. If it's been setting for a while, it might take two, but even when I run out of gas, I think the last time I ran out of gas, it only took 2 cranks to start it. But I'd say 9 times out of 10 or better, only one crank and this mill's going to fire right up. So we're going to try it again, and I want you to pay attention to that, because that was a big issue for me. Excuse me. I kept going back and forth. Do I want to go ahead and get the electric start mill? And in a way, I'm kind of glad I didn't. It makes just one less thing to keep a battery charged and so forth. And so, you know, if you got a good strong arm, cranking the mill is easy. Matter of fact, I would even go as far to say is if you can't crank the mill, you probably can't turn the logs anyway. So this may not be the mill for you. So I just wanted to point that out in case you're on the fence. Do you get the HM126 with a 14 horsepower Kohler with a full start? For myself, I've been pleased, and I think you will too. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we're going to crank it one more time. Well, folks, we needed a few extra battens, so I'll put another log up here. It's got some bark that's kind of getting a little bit punky, so we'll take some off, but I still think this is going to make some good wood underneath. So let's take a little bit of this off and see what it looks like. And folks, just like that, I'm out of gas again. If you remember the last time I put gas in it, I had maybe a half a gallon, a quart to half a gallon I poured in there. And I've sawed, this is the third log that I've sawed since I put that in there. So I'm gonna have to go up and get some more gasoline. I'll be right back with you. Okay folks, I went and got gasoline, filled the tank up, so I should be good to go for a while. But you know, I'd mentioned a little bit ago about how easy this thing was to start even when you run it out of fuel. So let's see how many cranks it's going to take for it to start once it actually runs out of fuel. 1, 2, I've got 3 boards that I need to edge, so now's a good time to edge them, and I can use this as a backdrop. There's 1, 2, Well, folks, that gave me 22 3.5 by 1 inch. 3.5 by 1 inch. And that last log had quite a bit of bad wood on the outer edges, so I had to trim a lot of that off, but it still made some beautiful wood. Hopefully you can see that. So this will make some good battens for the project that I have. But folks, I think this is a good place for me to wrap the video up. I thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to watch our videos. It means the world to us. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you again on the next Full Circle Ozarks.